Fresh Baked, I think it's finally happened. We found, it's been so busy the past couple of weeks, but we found a little pocket of slowness, a little pocket of, it ain't that bad at all. It's a Tuesday night here at Disneyland. I've been making my way around the park, shocked everywhere I look at how delightful it's been. Let's go to Disneyland.
Now leaving for a complete trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom, through the Grand Canyon and Primeval World. Stops at Frontierland, Mickey's Town, and Tomorrowland. Last call.
Having a moment. I just, I was filming the intro and caught the train coming in, and as I was walking through the tunnel, the speech, and man, I was moved by the memory. I was thinking, when I watched the train go by over the bridge with that big tree right there in the whole floral, Mickey area, I remember so very often watching video, watching the old, of them building Disneyland. And one of the things that always caught my eye was the part in those videos where they're building the train station, the Disneyland Railroad, because it's such a big part of what, my experience here at Disneyland, the railroad, the train station, and watching them build that, watching the evolution of that, and then understanding that 67 years later, that train is still going over that bridge and into that station and still affecting people in the same way emotionally, at least me anyway. It's a great way to start a visit to Disneyland today. It is November 1st, a Tuesday evening. We got here late. It's about 5, almost 6 maybe. The sun is already set down, and so we're getting the last bits of daylight here. And I'm in such a mood for Disneyland tonight. I am in such a mood. So that's what I'm hoping to do tonight. I think I might go catch some of that Dapper Dans. I'm in the mood for Disneyland.
Oh, it's the jolly holiday with Mary. Mary makes your heart so light. When the day is gray and ordinary, Mary makes the sunshine bright. Oh, happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling at the sky. You feel so glad, your heart starts beating like a big brass band. I'm saying you got a friend in me, yeah, and you got a friend in me. You got troubles, I got them too. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. We stick together, we can see it through, 'cause you got a friend.
I'm still listening. It is completely unfair how deep Ken's voice is. Ken is, what the bass. But how deep and bass that guy's voice is. There are a couple things that I envy in men sometimes. Guys with really deep voices like that, and guys who could just grow a thick mustache, because I cannot do, I've got a fairly deep voice, I like to think I do, reasonably deep. Sometimes I get FMDJ a little bit, but nothing like that guy, nothing like Ken. Man, already I'm feeling like the stage is set for a wonderful night, you guys. By the way, we're doing a little experimentation. We're going to be doing, we're going to be working with Fancy Cam tonight, and I'm also testing out a lav mic. I used to do that in the past. Lately I've been filming with the phone, with the Android, because the picture's really good and it's easy for me to navigate through the park. But today, I'm sorry, but the sound is really bad. The sound is really bad depending on which direction the camera's going. So we're going to be messing around with a lav mic tonight, see how that works out with you guys. So with that considered, so that you guys know what we're doing, let's go down Main Street. Right away we can see that the view down Main Street is pumpkinless. There's no blinky pumpkin. They took that out overnight, I would assume. I feel like I didn't observe the flower arrangements very closely this season. So, but I do feel like these are more of a November arrangement, that the color scheme here, as opposed to something that would have been a little more orange, I would think, right? I don't know. You guys tell me. Do they swap out the flowers overnight? Because that seems like a little ahead of schedule. It seems like a quick move, considering the pumpkins are still up over the entrance. And when you end the park, the pumpkins are still over the gates, and Oogie Boogie is still over the entrance to California Adventure. So it's not. But here you go. It's just regular old grass. It's probably going to stay grass until the 11th or the 10th, probably, when they install the tree. So we've got about 10 days of just plain grass, no flowers there at the head of Town Square facing Main Street. And I was gonna say, before we even started walking down Main Street, when I walked in to the park, look at that, how wonderful. God, I thought, no, it doesn't feel very, I think it's gonna be less busy. My expectation was that it would be less busy than normal, and it probably will be at least a little bit, because this is, it's November 1st, the Halloween season is over, but the Christmas season hasn't started yet. They have, look all around, left and right down Main Street, and you can see all of the pumpkin-esque type stuff is gone. They took that down quickly, so that the Halloween season is over, but there's it's not Christmas season yet, though there are Christmas decorations. I just saw some in the window a second ago. So we've got about 10 days of no season at all. And I would expect, some guests would probably just not come during that stretch. So that's my expectation, is that it won't be quite as busy as it has been lately. It was not busy at all for Halloween night here at the park, which is a bit different than in years past. Although I don't recall what it was like last year. I expect it wasn't, because they were still limiting attendance then. But in years past, Halloween was always a very popular night. But not so much this year. So there you go. The clock says 10 minutes to 6. Hey, how are you? A little chilly, by the way. It's gotten cold. I had to put on a second layer today. I'm wearing 2 layers. This is my backup flannel that I had to put on underneath my sweatshirt. I had just a sweatshirt when I got here, and I'm like, I need another layer. The collar's being weird though. I get one collar in, and then one collar out. Hey, I'm a professional. Well, let's see. So in our last trip through, we went to Tomorrowland. Our last night trip was Tomorrowland, and our last trip to the park was Fantasyland. Period. So what do you say? It's Tuesday, which means no Fantasmic. What do you say we go over to Frontierland? See what's happening there. Maybe we catch a ride on a Columbia or a Mark Twain. Yeah, look at that. You Can't say it's too early now, right?
The next day. It's the next day.
That's some Christmas garland up over the Frontierland entrance sign. This has been here, you got some of that too. It's been here for a couple days actually. Liz and I were here on Halloween Eve. Was it Halloween Eve or the day before that? It was 2 days before that, and the Christmas decorations in Frontierland were up already, which was interesting considering it was still Halloween, and you've got even the Halloween tree, which is still lit, by the way. And there's the Columbia just pulling in. You guys want to do the Columbia? Hi, how are you? Yeah, let's go in the Columbia. Sounds like fun.
Welcome aboard, crew. This be the captain speaking. Before we make sail, you should know that we have a few rules upon this ship. For a safe voyage, there may be no sitting on the outside rail or placing of young sailors upon them. And the young ones must be watched at all times.
I'm sorry guys, we missed the announcement of them to raise the spinach sale. I've been trying to get that for you guys. I'm positive it's a spinach sale. Let's run a sailing ship in the middle of Anaheim. Sailing ship. It's pretty wonderful, isn't it? They're having fun. So there's New Orleans Square. Not bad at all. Looks like Haunted Mansion is still doing brisk business though. I think it's, I don't know, it's definitely filling up the fountain area, but I can't see if it's over 100 yet. A little too dark for that, a little too far away.
Our fair ship, the Columbia, was one of the first American vessels to explore the Pacific Northwest. It was in 1792 that this very ship braved a sandbar and discovered a mighty river. We named the Columbia after the first ship to sail our waters.
Yeah, why not? Oh no, they get wet. We don't want to get wet.
Just ahead is the most treacherous part of our journey. That island off the starboard side often hides the scourge of the seas. Bloodthirsty pirates. They sometimes lie in wait to attack a passing ship such as ours and steal its bounty. Bowman, man the starboard forecastle cannon and prepare to fire a warning shot, so as any curious pirates hiding near the shore will know we are well armed. Those of you round the cannon best be stepping back, way back. For the cannon she be a mite loud, and the gunner's aim be a mite poor. Be ready to fire one. Fire one! Now that should put some fear in them. Looks like we're safe for now, but I ask all crew and passengers to keep a weather eye out. We don't want the Jolly Roger flying above this fine ship.
So I came down here for no other reason than to update you guys on the question that I had asked in our last visit to the Columbia. We came down below decks and I had asked, I couldn't remember, I knew at one point what a scuttlebutt was because I know the phrase, and I asked, what's a scuttlebutt? And it's water. It's basically what a modern day water cooler would be in an office, which is why they have the term, what's the scuttlebutt? You ever heard that term before? What's the scuttlebutt? I love etymology, you guys. This is something that I have been interested in for as long as I can remember. I like to learn the history of phrases and words. What's the scuttlebutt is basically what's the gossip? What are people talking about? So that's when we went today in modern times. They talk about water cooler talk, and what people talk about in offices around the water cooler. They were doing the same thing back in whatever area the Columbia is in. I find that fascinating. I find that very amusing. That even though things have changed, they also stay the same.
Well, crew, 'tis time we be setting sail for home. Hold taut the flying jib. Brace for a starboard tack. Cook and helpers stand by the butts. Shipmates, if you haven't done so, 'tis a good time to visit the crew's quarters below decks to see how sailors of the 1790s lived and worked while on the high seas. The lower decks will be closing when we enter port. Those of you remaining on deck, keep a close eye on the riverbanks, where you may be able to see moose, elk, and other wildlife.
That's it for Frontierland, guys. We're heading out of here. Lovely start to our evening, though. And by the way, yes, the sun, it's definitely dark out now. Just did a little testing on, fancy cam. I'm trying to get to be using that camera a little bit more in the coming days because it's going to be dark a lot when we visit, and I want to make sure that I'm good to go with that camera. It's a far different creature shooting-wise than this camera that we're on right now. A lot more light, a lot more clarity. The color really comes out, but there's zero stabilization. Well, very little stabilization anyway, as opposed to this that I get to be on the gimbal and everything. So, which is why I prefer this. But it can't see at night. You have to make these trades, and then also, I'm not sure if we're having some, it's beta, guys. This is beta, what I'm doing. We're having issues with the lav mic. I think we may have lost a file or two, so I'm not sure if we're going to be all lav mic'd up today, but here comes it goes. We're doing the best we can. Like I said, it's beta. We're trying to figure this out. So I'm hungry, and I just, hold on a second. I was looking in the selfie and I saw the castle and she looked so pretty. I had to stop what I was doing. I'm gonna come look at this castle, you guys. She's so pretty. Totally underrated as far as castles go. People are enjoying it, that's for sure. Lovely.
I'm sure there's one over there.
Fantastic. I'm hungry. My apologies for the very gray frame. There's not a lot going on in this scene. I'm having some dinner at Alien Pizza Planet, but I wanted to talk to you guys real quick while we're sitting here. So far, it has been very, very not busy. The mobile order that I got for Alien Pizza Planet was immediately place the order, said I'm here, and a few seconds later it said your food is ready. Which means, I mean, obviously they pre-cooked the slices, they're ready to go, but I'm not waiting behind anybody. There was basically nobody ahead of me. Found my table right away. Now it's, what, 6, almost 7 o'clock, so, you know, on a Tuesday night, it shouldn't be too hard, but I've come to Disneyland many times and eaten here many times where I had to like walk around for, you know, 10 or 15 minutes to find a table. And this is a big place, so not busy at all. And to walk into Tomorrowland was quite brisk, so this is going to be an interesting night ahead of us to see how not busy it remains throughout the rest of the evening. Well, dinner's a wrap here at Alien Pizza Planet. On my way out of Tomorrowland, I think I want to go to Fantasyland, but let's have a chat about something real quick. Who else is waiting for something to happen to the Tomorrowland Theater? I mean, I would even take Captain EO back at this point. There is nothing happening here in this. I mean, this is a sizable chunk of real estate in Tomorrowland. And by the way, this is a place that already has, what, 10 rides? Tomorrowland does? And there's nothing here. There's nothing at the Tomorrowland Theater, and there's also nothing at this other enormous building. There's so much wasted space in Tomorrowland, and yet they still have a bunch of attractions, and yet it stays packed on a regular basis. Delightful. I said before that it's not very crowded when I walk through here, and it still isn't on our way out. You know what? I kind of want to take the camera around a little bit and see what we can see. Let's cruise through Adventureland real quick, and then I think we're gonna head back to Fantasyland perhaps, and maybe because I want to take Fancy Cam. I want to do some Fancy Cam rides in Fantasyland. Okay, Buzz Lightyear 30 minutes. By the way, Space Mountain, I walked by there. Space Mountain is 45 minutes. It's a slow Tuesday here at the Disneyland Resort. That's about 20, 15 or 20 for Astro Orbiter. Guys, just think fairly soon, maybe once or twice this winter, we're gonna see rain on these. I kid, because it hardly ever rains in California, Southern California, man. I think they wrote a song about that, right? Look at that. That actually looks pretty busy down Main Street.
That's the castle that lights up at the end of the voyage.
Yeah.
You guys. It's so good. It's so good. Guys, Main Street.
Yeah, you can ride the carousel tomorrow. Yeah. I saw her coming.
I wanted to walk down. Jeez, Cameron, get over here. I wanted to walk down Main Street. The camera's getting all wonky. I wanted to walk down Main Street, but I mean, I do that. You know what? We're going to do it on the way out. I promise you, we'll do a loving tribute to Main Street at night on our way out, as is our custom.
Happy birthday. It's like all dairy.
Actually, I'm not, I don't think it looks like much, but I'm having trouble negotiating. I had a little trouble negotiating that just now. Okay, this is pretty open right here, where it often isn't. There you go. There you go. That's a shot that fits the narrative. The narrative being, it's not very busy here at Disneyland. I forgot to look. Jungle Cruise is 30 minutes. Indiana Jones 40.
Fresh baked.
Hey guys. We'll do a quick look at Pirates and then head over to Fantasyland, I think. No work presently happening that I can hear at the Encanto Treehouse. Look at that. Woo. 15 minutes, guys. It's a bargain. There's no queue.
It's getting filled up by the second.
There's no queue. You know what? I'm going over that bridge. I want to see the interior queue. Not the interior. The queue through the threshold. Still exterior though. That's a lovely shot right there. Sorry guys, every now and then I have to just stop and appreciate what I'm looking at. There are frames at Disneyland, and I don't even mean through the lens. There are frames at Disneyland that just make you admire what they've done. Anyway, looks pretty clear. People are just cruising right through the queue.
I'm all by myself.
No standing. On this side, there's nobody standing, everybody's moving. A few more standers over here, interestingly, and that's left. Normally, I recommend going left, but in this case, I don't understand why people aren't. Why are you? You know, sometimes, there we go, we got some people figuring it out. Sometimes you see everybody going in one direction and you just follow them. And I think that's what's happened here. By the way, can we take a minute to observe these trees and how they've already, you know, sort of blended into the environment here at Pirates. I don't even notice, I can't even remember or didn't remember that they were different than the ones before, than just, you know, back in, what was it, February or March or something. They have assimilated quite well in the queue for Pirates. They're still not as big as the other ones, but they will be. But they're big enough that you don't even notice. By the way, talking about frames. This is when the people who are watching at home are saying words like, I wish I were at Disneyland. Or get online and see if they have any reservations available. Or call the travel agent. Call GetAwayToday and book a trip with them. And use the link in the description below to book a trip to Disneyland and help support Fresh Baked in the process. That was lovely. We're gonna go to the left and get out of here through Frontierland. You ever just stop here and watch? This is actually a bit better during the day, but there's so much peace and quiet right here in this spot. And then you can watch the hustle and bustle of Fantasyland and the hub in front of you. I love it here. I love this spot. Fantasyland. Fantasyland Station. This is delightful. This is lovely. Look at. You can just walk freely in here. Meanwhile, though, Snow White is actually kind of a healthy wait. That's a 20 or 30 minute wait. On a busy day, sometimes it doesn't get out here to this point, but it's all full in there. I think we're going to go try Alice in Wonderland, though. I'm hoping that we can get a good bargain at Alice in Wonderland. I love to ride Fantasyland dark rides on busy days, but that's one that I often skip because it competes with, you know, Peter Pan in terms of how long the wait is. Often it's a very popular dark ride, but it's been a minute and I want to go, and this might be a good opportunity to do it for a little bit less than the normal wait.
Can you see my ticket?
Delightful. I love that they've created just like a little Alice in Wonderland land here. You've got 2 attractions and a gift shop themed to Alice in Wonderland. Delightful. Oh, that looks busy. Oh boy. I think it's probably still just 30, but I was hoping for something better than that. Those teacups all day. They're so pretty with the colors and the sound and the spinning around. Everybody's having fun. I could watch the teacups all day. I am the Captain America of Fantasyland. I think I've said that before. I could do this all day.
The adventures of Wonderland began when I followed the white rabbit down the Gathercole. All of a sudden, I fell. Down.
Looking for the white rabbit? Wow! See for yourself.
Oh, Mr. Rabbit, wait! Please!
He went this way. No, that way. I mean, it's a really important event. I'd like to get organized.
Magic Kingdom here.
Lost, perchance? I'm not sure where I am. He went this way.
But we're painting the roses red, not green. Not green.
Not aquamarine. We're painting the roses red. We dare not stop.
Her Royal Majesty, the Queen of Hearts, and the King.
Shall we play croquet?
The rule 42. The Queen always wins.
Look at that. There's hardly anybody out there. I'm so at Disneyland right now. I'm so at Disneyland. I can hardly stand it. Oh my God.
How these days I have left it too.
There goes the cake.
They've done 3 updates so far to dark rides in Fantasyland. Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, and Snow White. I submit that this remains. This was the first one. I submit that this is still the best update that they've done to a dark ride here in Fantasyland. It may not be the most technical. It may not even have the most, I mean, that's the monorail. Snow White is probably more fantastic, but what they did on Alice made it better by degrees more than the old attraction. I wasn't a big fan of the old one. I love this now. It's excellent with these updates. They did it perfectly. I already love Snow White. I didn't need a reason to love Snow White anymore, but I mean, it's still great. I noticed when we were on Alice in Wonderland how empty the walkways were in Fantasyland leading into Small World, and I was surprised by that, but now I realize you can see the lights are off. Small World is closed. They're getting ready for the Small World holiday overlay. So yeah, there shouldn't be anybody back here, because where are they going to go? There's Toontown's closed. There's nothing happening in the theater. There's literally no reason whatsoever to come down this way. So let's take the challenge. Walking through Fantasyland challenge. Forgive me, I'm going to stick with Fancy Cam because I don't want to switch it out, and because it's such, the light's so bad here, but so it's going to be a little bit shaky. My apologies. Do my best. I've got a pretty steady hand, but this is remarkably empty right here as well. And there's no fireworks tonight, so there shouldn't be a collection of guests leaving this area to go watch the fireworks in front of the castle. It should be pretty standard right here. When I decided to bring Fancy Cam, one of the first things I thought of, besides just doing dark rides, was also specifically doing Pinocchio. I've been on this attraction so many times. Of all the dark rides, this one has the worst light. I cannot wait to enjoy this again once more with a proper camera.
This is Jiminy Cricket, official conscience and guide. For your safety, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the car. And if you're traveling with kids, be sure to watch him. I'll see you under the wishing star.
I always get a kick out of this little pillar. It's right here in the middle of the queue that they have somehow worked the queue around. I don't know if it is necessary, if that thing is even supposed to, needs to be there, but it is, and they, the queue has to go around it somehow. I find that fascinating. I love it so much.
Jackass out of yourself. Get them prize.
I want to go. I want to go.
Hurry up!
Luke's going somewheres.
Almost there.
So much better. So much better with Fancy Cam. My gosh, it was amazing. You can't even see in Pinocchio without it. But like, you take this camera, you can't see Monstro at all. I can see the color of Monstro with Fancy Cam. You can see all the color. That's so much better. Did you guys make a wish? I did. I made a wish on the wishing star. You got to every single time. I say this over and over. I have made many wishes at Disneyland. Many of them come true, but you have to really wish hard and wish often, and then it'll happen. Through this beautiful, beautiful castle on a beautiful, beautiful night. A little chilly, but amazingly uncrowded, just nice and chill. Everybody's having a relaxed time doing whatever it is that they feel like. I would imagine there's probably not a whole lot of Genie Plus happening around here tonight. Just lovely. You guys ready for this? Let's slow down. On your next visit, just take 10 seconds to walk through the castle like that. You could be on your way to doing something else that's very important, but just slow down for 20 or 30 seconds and just enjoy walking through the castle. You're doing it right when you can feel and hear the transition from the music that's in, the walkways of Fantasyland, and then the music that's inside the castle, and then the music as you hear it back out on the hub and Main Street. This music. When you can hear all three, and you can feel that transition going through there.
I like the pickles that can just sound over there by
This. Part of this is that there's no fireworks. If there were fireworks tonight, this would be, a much different scene. But even still, it's kind of lovely. Like before, sometimes you just have to stop and look at what is a perfect frame. Makes you want to go get a cup of coffee and a cinnamon roll. I never wanted a cinnamon roll so bad in my life. There you go, fresh baked. Wish you were here. You probably wish you were here. I wish you were here. Leave with the balloon. That's how you do it. Get the balloon on your way out. If you have a kid, that is. If you're an adult, you can probably take the balloon with you. Although, if you are an adult, when you take it on the ride? You go on Pirates of the Caribbean with a balloon. Do you take it on with you? Do you bundle it up the cord and then just kind of hold on to it real short? What do you do with a balloon when you go on Pirates? Let us know in the comments below. And then follow us on Instagram at _FreshBaked, on Twitter at FreshBakedDizzy, that's fresh with no E, and on TikTok at FreshBakedDizzy. If you like our show, want to show your support, please do consider joining our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/freshbaked. Otherwise, thanks again for watching, everybody. I love you. Bottom of my heart. I love you guys. I love Disneyland. This is great. This is great. Respect. Oh wait, be safe, be kind, and fresh baked. Good night.
Very much.
Good night.
I love your videos, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Don't you know?
What a great way to end the night. You, sir, I love you. I love you, sir. Say hi to all your cast member friends for me and tell them Fresh Baked.